What's up guys? I just made it to Cologne. Cut my hair and today is the launch date of some new products. I just got to the venue, took a cab, was like 20 euros, but whatever. It is 5:40 in 20 minutes I can get in. Super weird venue. It's like this old industrial area, and I mean if they hadn't put the signs up as I arrived I would have probably missed it. So I'm inside, even got a name tag, and it's in a weird like climbing hall, but man, they built a pretty cool setup. Check it out. That's pretty awesome.
Some are feeling great, some will feel great at the end of the evening, I'm pretty sure of that. And we have a lot of people also watching the live stream at home on their, on their laptops or computer screens. So also welcome to everybody watching the live stream.
This one is also weatherproof. It is super fast, and that is thanks to our lens making know-how. And it has been in the making for the past 4 years. E-M1 Mark II is a combination of innovation and improvements in all aspects. Literally everything has gone through a transformation in the E-M1 Mark II making of. And the best way to represent it to you tonight is by going through the values that OMD represents.
So the presentation's over, and now we get to touch some of those new cameras and lenses they just announced. So I'm going to see if I can get my hands on a new E-M1 Mark II. I can see one right there. Mix up. See if I can get my fingers on one. Alright guys, this is the Olympus R&D E-M1 Mark II, as you can see over here. So what's changed over the E-M1 Mark I? The grip has basically become a lot bigger and the bump a little smaller on the top. The grip is bigger, which I love because I got really big hands and really easy to use now, really a lot more comfortable. And at the same time it allows for a much bigger battery, which you can see here. I'll get it out. So it's definitely a much bigger battery. 37% more charge, and it charges twice as fast, so that's really cool. The new Olympus E-M1 Mark II so we have the buckle at the top, which is nice, so it won't get in your way around here anymore. And what's really cool is the new flip-out screen. Because it has 4K video, it's a way more useful screen if you have a flip-out screen which you can rotate and fold in. And I like it because you can protect it when you put it in, which is cool. But other than that, the buttons and everything have stayed pretty much in the same place. Let's get to the inside of the camera. So like I said, 36 or 37% more battery life, 18 frames a second, tracking focus with an all-new 121 all-phase detection autofocus points, and basically it can shoot 60 frames per second, full-size raw images with an electronic shutter, which is absolutely amazing. That's like shooting more than video, which is, it's incredible. It's super weather sealed as well as everything you would expect, and it actually feels a lot more robust. Like handling it feels a lot more robust. Finally, there is a percentage sign for the battery, which is really cool. You can actually tell how much battery life is left, and apparently the battery also tells you how much video footage you can still get out of the life of the battery, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty sexy thing. They haven't announced the release date yet. So this one's equipped with the 12 to 40, so the classic lens build-up, which is one of my favorite lenses. I got my E-M1 here with that same lens. So here you go. Those are the two cameras next to each other. So you can see the bump on the E-M1. This is the classic E-M1. This is the new E-M1 Mark II. So the bump's a bit bigger and the grip on the front is very different, very much more solid and bigger and grippier on the new E-M1. You can really see this is much thinner and smaller, and this is a lot thicker. The camera's also a little bit higher, like a little bit taller and bigger in general, but it doesn't feel much bigger though, which is nice. It just feels more sturdy and bulky in your hand and more solid in your hand, which is awesome. Oh, and the new video function, so it shoots 4K video at 30 frames a second, which is cool. I'm gonna have to change that on my blog. 30 frames a second. And what I really love, so I shoot back button focusing, which not many photographers do, but it's a really good technique if you're shooting a lot of action sports and you'll preset your focus and you can just fire off. This is the old E-M1. You can see that the switch is on this side and the button is that little bit further over to the left, which is, you know, it's great, but it's not as good as it's here. On the new E-M1, they flip the switch around. So when holding the camera, that back button focusing is so much easier, and it feels a lot more clicky than the old one used to be. Because the other one is very soft, so it's very clicky. Like it. And performance-wise, I can show you really quick. So I'm scrolling through images. Some of these are really bursts, but you can see it. I think it scrolls 3 times faster now than it used to. So very cool improvement. I love even the touchscreen. Apparently is a lot more efficient. Actually, you can make use of it. You know, which is. That's what I wanted from the touchscreen, you know, make a bit more use of it. So as you can see, the menu has been fixed up a little bit. So if I go to the menu, it looks like the same menu, but there's a bit of a change in the way it functions, I guess. Not the way it functions, the way it looks really. It looks a bit different, but it's basically everything still at the same spot, except for the main cogwheel now has like these sub-menus straight in there, and then you go down one more level. It's cool. Everything feels a lot faster, which is really nice. The camera feels a lot more speedy. All the dials respond much quicker. I think that just comes down to all the new processing power that's in it, which, you know, is over the top crazy. So overall, a really nice improvement, and I'm looking forward to actually owning one of these. So this is Michael, and he's going to explain us why handheld high-res shot is not quite yet possible. So what's the limitation of a handheld high-res shot?
I mean, when you would like to shoot handheld, you have to combine 8 images together.
Yeah.
And as you're moving the hand, you have to correct the movement of the hands. And as the high-res shot is using the image stabilization system technology to move the sensor, you cannot anti-shake the image.
So it can't,
So in theory, it might be possible when you combine image stabilization with the movement, but the technology is not that far.
It's not quite there.
Achieve that. Yeah.
Okay, so basically for a high-res shot, the camera minimum shutter speed is 1/160th of a second.
Yes. So with the E-M1 Mark II, you have 1/60th of a second.
And the E-M5 Mark II, that was what kind of shot?
1/20th of a second.
So times 3 now. 3 times faster. Yeah, cool. So there you go, guys. That's why you cannot shoot handheld high-res shot, because you cannot use the sensor stabilization for moving the sensor to create the high-res shot and stabilizing the image while you're hand holding it. That technology is just not there yet.